Welcome to the complete collection of Dwyane Wade's greatest stories.
You can't stop Dwyane Wade. There's no way you can do it. I don't care what you try to put in front of him. There's no way you can stop him.
People try to write him off, but he's one of the best players of all time.
Probably the hardest guy I've ever had to guard in my career.
He emerged as probably one of the best two guards to ever play the game.
He was faster and quicker than what it seemed like. Like, you know, like you can watch somebody on TV and you're like, oh, okay. But when you get him in real time, like, wait a minute, hold on.
I was a victim of one of them trash Euros.
That was definitely one of my top Euros of all time.
For whatever reason, never goes into consideration of the MVP.
In every story, Act 3 is the most important chapter.
The Miami Heat are on the clock.
With the 5th pick in the 2003 NBA Draft, the Miami Heat select Dwyane Wade from Marquette University.
If I could do it all over again, I would love to go 5 once again to Miami because it's a place where I feel I belong.
In other words, Act 3 is where that hero becomes a legend.
What a move by the master of the killer crossover.
Dwyane Wade's new nickname is Flash, because I think he's the fastest guard in the NBA.
Oh, what a play! Oh, my God! He jumped right out of the building! He's Superman!
In Act 1 of your story, you took the lead by storm.
04, because this would actually stop my trash talking towards players. So 04, they started the season off 3-0. We 2-0, you know? And they asked me a question like, how are you gonna stop the Heat? Stop the Heat? Nobody worried about that. so we haven't seen them yet. So I did it. Nobody worried about the Heat, man. I said, listen, they can't shoot. We just gonna sit on the zone. Bop, we good. Boop, right?
So I hear about what Gilbert say, you know, I'm not reading the papers, but someone tells me, and I go look, and I'm like, dang.
So, you know, like we got Brendan Haywood and them reading. It was like, ooh.
He said, ooh.
He was like, you said this? I said what? You said Dwyane Wade couldn't shoot, and I was like, nobody reads the paper.
Okay, so I mark on the calendar, Washington Wizards, game 4.
Big circle.
Right? So, and then like my first 3 games, I'm already probably like, I'm balling. Like I'm averaging probably 30 at this point, starting the season.
I was like, nobody reads the paper. You don't think he read that, do you? He was like, we're about to find out.
I'm in my hotel the day that we're playing Washington, and I've been using this quotes that he said to start this season, and I'm actually just I'm so ready for this game, like I can't sleep. And my phone rings in my room, and I'm like, I've never got a call in my room before, so I pick the phone up. It's Gil.
You're right, I did call.
Gil called. He say, you know, man, you know, the media.
You said the shit.
You know how they spin things, man. You know, that's not what I meant. So forth, so on, whatever was said. And I'm like, I hang up the phone, I'm like, nope, he's not about to throw me off my He's not about to throw me off. I'm going at Gilbert today. That's in my whole mindset. It was about Gilbert. So this is what I've been waiting on all summer.
Yeah, I just remember, yeah, because I'm looking 3-0. Like, ooh. Oh, no, I got to diffuse this. Yeah, where that Wade at? Yeah, let me get that Wade. I just remember I did call.
I had no alias at the time. I wasn't like, nobody was checking for me yet.
We go out of the game.
And we are underway in Miami.
Larry Hughes goes out for 2 minutes. He scores 16 points. Or I go to the bench. I think he read all of that, bro. Do not put me on that man no more, brother. I done learned my lesson.
Shaq and Wade left open for the long jumper. 100 points a game. Wade draws contact and scores. Wizards still shooting well, 49%. Wade for Haslam. Score, and he's fouled. Williams the other way for Wade.
He was faster and quicker than what it seemed like. Like, you know, like you can watch somebody on TV and we're like, oh, okay. But when you get him in real time, like, wait a minute, hold on. Hey, hold on. Why am I guarding him? He's too strong. Like y'all was making it seem like he was 205. I'm that is not a 205 right there. I don't know what that is. That is not this is not to say you're gonna have to put the big get back in here, Larry.
So once Larry Hughes go out the game and they put Gilbert on me, I said, here we go.
Gave us 37 in like 27 minutes. Well,
I was closer to 220.
Yeah, I was like, Larry, you're too skinny for this man. Because I remember there was one play we was pushing, so we was like, all right, he's killing us going middle. Pushing baseline. Like, all right, we're going to push the baseline. Be there, all right? You go baseline and you spin out of that. So when people spin out of stuff, you didn't really know what to do with it. So he went baseline and spit, boom. He can dunk off spins too? What is this? He's dunking off spins. He's dunking off splits. Y'all can't guard this man to the basket. Y'all can't guard. Look, I'm fine with my man. But listen, I said some shit and he's making y'all pay for it, okay? I learned my lesson.
I want to read a quote to you. This is Pat Riley talking about the combination of Shaquille O'Neal and Dwyane Wade. Quote, Dwyane respects the fact that Shaq respects and embraces him. That's where Dwyane is so different. A lot of young players come into the league and have no respect for greatness or for great players who have done it. Their relationship has flourished because of both of them cooperating to be part of each other's games and to look out for one another. It's become a very dynamic duo.
So 3 championships, 3 finals MVP. You spoke to, if you ever got to the finals, you was going to dominate. You did that off to South Beach. What's that experience like with a young D. Wade?
So when I got to D. Wade, I was like, I know you heard all the stories. It's your team. So we ain't gonna have any problem. You the man, you the CEO, I'll be the consultant.
For me to be a dynamic duo with Shaquille O'Neal and people to see it happening so fast. I mean, it's only our second year playing together. And it happened so fast between both of us because we both came in and said we're going to do whatever we can together to get, one thing, and that's to get a championship ring.
How do you and Shaq, I mean, I'm assuming, and I pretty much know, I mean, y'all are very, very close. How did that happen?
It's easy, man. You know Shaq. Everybody knows Shaq, man. It's easy to get along with him. And but the one thing that we did have, we sat down when he first got to Miami and I first came back from the Olympics. We sat down and we had a conversation for an hour and talked about everything that happened in L.A.
Why was it important to you to be so open about the issues you and Kobe had coming into that situation?
Because when you don't know a person, you have to go to what you hear or what you see. So, he don't know me. You just know that I got a problem with a guy that takes shots. He takes shots. So I said, listen, this is how it goes now.
First of all, he's a nice, humble kid. Second of all, I don't think he knows how good he can be. Third of all, he listens, and he's a great player. I know in this league that in order to win a championship, you have to have a great 1-2 punch.
You hear those words from Shaquille O'Neal. How do you feel?
It means a lot.
But imagine that as a young D. Wade hearing this motherfucker say, I'm on your team, but it's your team.
Whenever he mentions my name in that kind of light, it just makes me feel, like I'm doing something right.
Because crazy, I didn't even, it's not that I don't pay attention to guys, I just don't care. I got my own thing going on. I was the type of player that never paid attention to other players, so right before the playoffs started, Miami Heat was playing Charlotte. I didn't even know who he was. So while we're in the playoffs, I'm watching him go at Baron Davis. I'm like, who is this? I was like, damn, this kid's nice. And I just kept watching him. So when it came time for me to be traded, knowing that I couldn't do it by myself, I needed a Penny Hardaway, Kobe Bryant type player. I went upstairs and said, okay, I'll let you trade me, but I'm going to play with D. Wade. I want to go back and forth.
Oh, they gave you that chance? They gave you that opportunity?
Yeah, so I want to go play with him. So as soon as we got there the first day, I said, look, man, you heard this, you heard that. Me and you ain't going to have no problem. You the man. What went on with me and the last guy, that could never happen with me and you. I'm going to help you. You're going to help me.
And he said they had some differences over there, that's something that we will not and cannot have down here, and I absolutely agree with him.
And he just emerged as a great player. And then we had our first argument during the finals. Only time we had an altercation was when I had to check everybody during the finals that year. Because everybody
going into the finals, or you were already in the finals?
No, versus Dallas when we went down 0-2. because I wasn't having a great finals and everybody was looking for me. And I was like, why y'all looking for me? I don't know what was going on, but we were down 0-2, so I flipped it. What you gonna do, D-Wade? I got 3 people on me. Flash, what you gonna do? I got 4 people on me. What the hell y'all gonna do? So that was my way of getting, and then we just 3 game, bing, 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 bing.
When we took a timeout, Pat brought us all back. He said, I know you guys don't want to end your season like this. Come on, guys, come on. First thing came out of Dwyane's mouth was, I'm not going out like that.
Wade trying to find an opening, banks it in. 32 for Wade.
Wade drives left baseline, and he got to the rim and able to score with a foul on Dallas.
Dribbles to the free throw line, the jump shot, and got it.
Attacking the rim. Wade has brought Miami to within 5.
And he brought us back. And he brought us back, you know, single-handedly.
And he's got it wide left beyond the stripe. Wade, left baseline, wide open. The jumper goes.
And the Miami Heat right back in the NBA Finals.
I just felt so proud walking off that court. And I didn't show it. I went in the locker room like I do it every day. I felt so proud.
Wade had done more than win one game. He had changed the series.
Dwyane Wade all the time.
Dwyane Wade rose to a level that we have never seen here with the Miami Heat.
The Miami Heat have evened up this series.
We haven't found the right solution to deal with Wade yet.
It was as if whatever Miami needed, Wade would provide.
Foul line jumper, good. Wade, he scored the last 9 for Miami.
By Miller Lite. For Miami, of course, Wade coming off that spectacular 43-point center court. The officiating crew led by Steve Javie. Harry is the leading scorer for the Mavericks in these finals as Wade hits it and a foul. Wade with the jumper on him now. Dwyane Wade knocks it down. 4.5 minutes without a point. Did we have another run? Wade. Howard on the drive. Blocked by Wade. Wade. Tough shot. Banks it in though. Wade banks it in. Stop. Wade spinning. Falling away. It's good.
9.1 remaining, and Dallas can tie it with a 3-pointer.
Terry, 8 seconds.
I'm seeing him come down the court, and I'm seeing him go up in motion and shoot the shot. I'm like, he can't hit this shot. It's not scripted this way. And it's my moment.
Terry, high right side.
Terry puts it up. Won't go.
Way to hold on. And the Miami Heat are champions of the basketball world.
Shaq was like, hey, D, go up there, go up to the front. I'm like, for what? He like, for the MVP or what? I'm like, oh. You know, I guess I was.
Took off finals MVP, and from that point on, he just, you know, emerged as probably one of the best 2 guards to ever play the game.
The funniest, most embarrassing thing was, so we get smacked during regular season, y'all. And then we beat Chicago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the crowd starts chanting.
Mm-hmm.
We want the Heat.
Over a second remaining. He took a chance by throwing it into the crowd.
We want the Heat.
We're watching the game, by the way. We're all together watching the game. As a team, we're getting ready. You know, we're watching who our next opponent is going to be. They beat Chicago. It's a big thing. They like celebrating. They got T-shirts. They got the whole thing, right? And it was a big moment for them, so we get it. And then the crowd started going.
Big moment for you guys.
You know, we want the Heat. Yeah.
Our fans are screaming, we want the Heat, right? So, you know, we do have characters on our team that's realistic. And you got something like, no, we do not. No, we do not. No, we do not.
Like, I'm like, so we turned the TV off. They want us. They got us. Let's go make this quick.
They made it quick.
Here goes Wade. Wade against Hughes.
And along with Washington owner Abe Poland, Dwyane Wade off the drive.
So we play them, go down there, smack.
Dwyane Wade. Jamison goes out of bounds.
And they keep saying keep him in front, and they don't. And the deal with Dwyane Wade, you have to try to direct him in the area you want him to go. If you react to him, and that's what Larry Hughes did on that last.
Come home, smack. We're in game 4, right? Getting smacked. I'm on the sideline like, oh my God, can we just win one? And I look up in the stands, right? and it says, big old sign, we're at home, big old signs. You wanted the heat, now you just got burned. I'm like, oh, that's cold.
Yo, here go a key part to that story that Gilbert did not say. Once we got to DC, no Shaq.
Man, you don't know what kind of confident boost that is. You know, coming from our best player, the most dominant player in the NBA, telling me, take over the game. It's your game to win. It's your game to take over. And I mean, I try to do it. You know, I don't want to let him down.
And that's what he told him. Stop fooling around and take over the game. We want to win this game, and we want to win it with me on the sideline.
In Miami, we had Shaq. No Shaq in DC. So now, no Shaq, they at home. Took it up a notch.
I think we was the only team that got swept that year in the second round. You know how bad you got to be to get swept in the second round.
But it's just, first of all, though, Gil, it's just bad luck. You get the draw of Shaq, me early in my prime. You get LeBron a couple times in the playoff. Like, you just got a bad draw. Sometimes it's the matchup.
Hanging around that 4-5 area.
That's the wrong place to be. Yeah, man.
I got to ask you this because I've watched this matchup for years. The dynamic with you and Kobe. Can you go in a little bit about just the back and forth? I know y'all have a true friendship, but I do know y'all have a very spicy competitiveness. Could you talk a little bit about it?
Well, you didn't seem too nice to Kobe. I mean, y'all were on the court together.
That was 7:37. That was after the tip-off. We both competing. You know, we both are fierce competitors. Kobe's one of the fiercest competitors I ever played the game, and I'm a competitor also. So we both competing. That's at 7:37.
When Shaq first came to Miami, people would look at Dwyane Wade and sort of like keep their eyes on you, wondering how you'd look at Kobe, how you'd interact with Kobe on the court while going against him, simply because Shaq's your boy now. Oh, yeah. And you know their relationship wasn't ideal at the time. So how did you feel about Kobe at the time when Shaq first came to Miami and you had to go up against him?
The same way I do now. You know, you respect the player, you respect his greatness. You know, you respect that. You know, you got to be ready when you play Kobe. You got to get your rest. You know, you got to come in and bring your A game. You know, but at the same time,
Shaq warned you about that?
Shaq didn't have to.
Foul on Haslam, that's his third. Well, ho-hum, just another spectacular move from Dwyane Wade, flipping it over the Laker defense with that left hand.
You know, obviously coming into the NBA, Iverson and Kobe was like, you know, the two that I wanted to be on the court. Right. So it went from like my rookie year, like excited to play against, you know, one of my idols, to my second year, we going at it.
Right.
You know what I mean? We getting in scuffles. And that's when Cole started to respect me, when he realized like I'm not backing down. And it's not that attention, it's just who I am.
Does it feel a little strange guarding him after you guys spent the last 2 summers together, you know, playing alongside, winning gold together?
No, not really strange. I think it's more fun. You know, because we know each other, and you know, he did a couple things tonight that he picked up from me this summer, and you know, I was able to pick up a couple things from him this summer as well. So it's fun.
I enjoyed it. I think we all enjoyed it. We all have a connection for the rest of our lives. You know, I've never talked to Kobe the night before we played the Lakers in my previous 5 years, but you know, last night we talked, you know, numerous times because we have built that relationship as teammates, you know, forever.
It's like we're brothers forever because when we see each other, it's like a party that nobody else is invited to.
Wait, what would you describe the conversations you were having towards the end of the game then? Good-natured?
Oh yeah, good-natured. just fun, you know, just fun stuff. I mean,
he walked right by you on the free throw.
Yeah. Well, he was telling me, you know, come on, miss one, make one interesting. And I told him, you know, this is where I make my money, man. I'm not missing these.
So that fall away, you're right in his face. Is that one of your tricks, would you say?
Yeah, no, he picked up a couple things. You know, defensively as well, he picked up a couple techniques that we kind of joked about a little bit, and it's good. It's good.
One of the coolest moments for me in my career was I'm out of the playoffs, and Kobe's in the playoffs, and he calls me, and he say, D, they guard me like this. I know you're great at pick and rolls, you're great at splitting. What should I do?
Yeah, we got to do a better job keeping him in front. I mean, he might be the best in the league at using screen rolls. He does a great job splitting them, you know, and going and getting to the outside corner. So we got to do a much better job corralling them, keeping them in front.
So I give him my whole, this is what I look for, this is what I do, this and that.
Being able to split the defense, a lot of it is split second.
Wade getting the screen from Beasley, splits the double team, away he goes.
It's about, you know, reading the defenders, reading the game.
I get off the phone, I lost it. I'm like, Kobe, just call me, you know what I'm saying?
In January of 2009, Dwyane Wade took himself to another level, leading the NBA in scoring with 28.1 points per game. In Phoenix, the chatter around the league of whether Dwyane Wade should be considered an MVP candidate evolved into a buzz.
He definitely has to be in contention for that MVP. You can't leave him out of the equation.
Silence all the critics about him being back and being back to flash.
It's the best basketball I've seen him play since the finals. I mean, he's unbelievable. He's doing everything, getting to the line, making outside shots. He's defending, he's rebounding.
You know, if he's not talked in terms of the MVP, then I think they're really not giving it a fair assessment of the MVP. I think no matter what you can say about his team, you take him away from his team, I'm pretty sure they will not be as successful. As you take away LeBron and you take away Kobe, I'm pretty sure those teams will still be competitive. Not to speak down on his teammates, just in terms of how much he represents offensively and defensively on that team and the leadership, So that, for whatever reason, never goes into consideration of the MVP. And I think, that should have some real hardcore understandings that this kid, each and every day, if he's not playing, they don't have a chance to win. And then when he does, then they can beat anybody on the basketball court.
I think Michael retired the year before I came in the league, strategically. So I'm gonna tell you my mindset 2010 when I was a free agent. For me, it wasn't about money. It wasn't about nothing but winning. A lot of people don't believe this. A lot of people think we had this already set up. Bryant called and said, "What are you thinking?" I said, "Bro, I want to win championships. I'm tired of getting knocked out in the first round. It sucks." And then it went from there to saying, "Yo, let's do it together."
Act 2 of your story brought change. To be here with D-Wade, to be here with CB, I understand now that I've made the right decision. As new characters were introduced to your narrative, identities were altered, then forged through fire, hammer, and anvil. Pressure like that couldn't have hindered you, but instead, it hardened you.
Don't say I wish I would have. Let's go.
Then you reached the top of the mountain twice more.
And the Miami Heat are going to be back-to-back champions of the basketball world.
Different cast, same conclusion.
To the last second, to the last man, revive, 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 revive.
Wade thought about three, in the
I was a victim of one of them trash Euro.
That was definitely one of my top Euros of all time.
It's all good, because listen, what you gotta know, that's probably top 5, one of the most tired I was. Oh my God.
Now you see me. Now you don't, Kevin Garnett.
When you first got to the league, who was the first person to bust your ass?
Oh, that's easy. My first welcome to the league was LeBron, D. Wade, and Chris Bosh and that Miami Heat team.
Yeah, big
So it was the preseason game, but I still considered it as my welcome. You feel me? So we played in Kansas City.
Kansas City is the site for the Washington Wizards and Miami Heat in exhibition season, and the crowd gets to see, that man, Dwyane Wade. And in the first quarter, right 20 seconds into the game, there he goes.
D. Wade, I'm reading the scouting report. Scouting report says, stay down on pump fakes. First thing he do, spin, pump fake, right into my ribs. And I said, okay, yeah, this is, you gotta lock in. You got a long way to go.
This is a different level right here.
They were stealing the ball, throwing lobs left and right. And I'm like, okay, yeah, this is real. So that was my welcome. It was the my first time stepping on the floor was my welcome to the league and that Miami Heat team.
The Big Three era, amazing era for Miami Heat. When I look at this photo, what I see something of legend. We didn't really talk about scoring titles and covers of magazines and all the things that we ended up doing. We just talked about winning the championship. It took some sacrifice to do that, but ultimately we achieved our goal. Playing basketball with those guys was amazing, but I think the relationship that we built away from the game was special. It changed everything for me, for Brian, for Chris, for this organization. It put us in a different light. We was able to go to finals 4 years in a row and win 2 of them, and it was hard. But I think, we all learned something about ourselves.
Wait, speaking of Twitter, that purple, the Hornets fan in purple is kind of you and we're trying to get at each other.
Get at each other?
Yeah, you guys were trying to exchange words.
I'm not giving him any more attention. He got enough.
Here on ESPN, a sellout crowd in one of the biggest nights in the past 14 years for this franchise. Charlotte with a chance to advance. Miami trying to stay alive. Game 6 coming up next.
What do you have him on your all-time two-guard list?
I had him behind Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant.
Fakes back up to Wade. A rare three. It's good. Wade, another three. It's good. Dwyane Wade from downtown.
Dwyane Wade knocks down a huge three-pointer for the Miami Heat.
But that's greatness personified.
Wade leans in, forming away, puts it in. Dwyane Wade does it again. And Charlotte has to call timeout.
To knock down big shots. Purple shirt man, have a seat. Mama, there goes that man.
Your second act saw your arrival as one of the most respected athletes on earth, and your departure from the home that helped you get there.
I know in the back of your mind you already thinking about, Boston days, the similarities. But what you got to take into account is, the history between, you and D Wade and coming into that.
You've gone against Rajon in playoff settings for years.
Hated him.
And Wade and Rondo, they're still chatting with each other. Right now, what are either one of them thinking about?
Dirty plays that you've seen him play in the past, so that's what it is.
Oh, his leg came out from underneath him as he knocked him down. Wade in the post, more out of frustration than anything. And a technical foul has been hit as Rondo and Wade go chest to chest. Why even get involved in this stuff where you're giving away points and taking a chance of, that's one technical, getting a second one.
They did a pretty good job keeping under wraps of who they were trying to get. So actually, once I committed, I wanted to know who was the guy they were trying to get, and I was excited that it was Wade. And when you come up on a guy like Dwyane Wade, I don't think you can pass with opportunity. Yes, I've talked to Wade. Like I said, we've talked text.
When you talked to Dwyane, did you guys have any fun with what happened in 11 and 12? Your guys' history. I know that's part of the seat of the battle stuff. So did you guys touch on that or talk about?
No, we didn't touch on it. We just, we're older, we're wiser, and we're moving forward. And like I said, to play with a guy like that, that's that I know I've battled against personally, it's always great to have a guy like that on your side.
No, but how odd was that first time going against the Heat?
Yeah, it was terrible. Like, we had a back-to-back too, right? We come from Atlanta, we get in Miami. I don't have a lot of time to do nothing but just go to my house. And once I get off the bus, I'm trying to okay, it's a regular game. It's a regular game. I get off the bus and immediately I knew it wasn't a regular game.
For fans of the Miami Heat, it has to be a strange sight to see Dwyane Wade in the uniform of the Chicago Bulls.
Like, it was just it was crazy. And I walked to the visitors locker room. I've never been in the visitors locker room, unless it was like a concert, but it looked way different. So you never really got a chance to experience it. And everything was just weird. Like, even that my shoes didn't fit right that day. Like, nothing felt good that day. And I go out there and I'm seeing all these familiar faces that has been rooting for me, and they still rooting for me, but it's just weird because I'm on the opposite side of the court. I couldn't wait to get that game over with. I definitely wanted to get a win. I told my team, I said, listen, don't worry about feeding me the ball all game and trying to make this D Wade comes back and scores 30 plus. Like, let's just get a win and get out of here, because this is the one of the weirdest feelings I've ever had.
Dwyane Wade is back.
Well, it's a dream come true for Heat fans.
My eyes and the heart was always here. I said that from the beginning. Who I am in the core and deep down inside is always here.
I mean, me personally, I would have been very successful in this league without D-Wade. But to accomplish what I really wanted to accomplish in this league, and that's winning at the highest level, I needed him. And that's why I made the jump.
You understand how important he's been to the game throughout his career, and no matter who you root for throughout the league, you respect greatness in terms of what he's been able to do throughout his entire career. So, you know, tonight wasn't a loud night, but he had some pretty influential plays, and it seems like he's got a lot more in the tank. That's what I told him after the game. I was like, "Are you sure? I know you got a lot of stuff going on off the court, your family and all that. Are you sure you know, have a couple more years left in there?"
That is a jersey exchange to remember. Two of the game's all-time great players.
Come to Dwyane, man. You were so great for us fans. So entertaining, so exciting for us to watch. Definitely one of the best two guards to ever play the game.
Turn inside to Wade down the middle.
His toughness was undeniable. How hard he played, how many times he hit the floor, got right back up, kept fighting.
Wade with a steal, with two. Wade puts it up for the win. Yeah, he did it. Dwyane Wade.
I was always a big fan of him. I still am. I'm seeing everybody treat him the way that he's supposed to be treated on his way out. It makes me proud of all the fans and the organizations that's sending him away the way he should be.
Last minute, to the last second, to the last man. We fight.
Competing against him, can you try and put into words what he's meant to the game?
Man, he's done so many great things. I mean, I think everybody's so honored, you know, to have played against him, and I obviously know him. I don't know him as well as the guy on the other end of the table, but I've had a lot of battles with him, and just talking with him, going against him, you know that when you step on the court against him, you have to bring your A+ game. And I've had many battles with him, and we talked the first preseason game, kind of reminiscing, and as we went on through the season and to our last game, just remembering the good times. And I tell you what, he's one of the best two guards to ever play this game.
So you're there for his final home game, of course, in the Sixers uniform. Talk about how that atmosphere influenced you to want to sign with Miami.
The love that he got, well deserved at that. But the way that everybody came out to support him, knowing what he's done for the city, for the culture, for the organization. I mean, I want a piece of that love too. Not saying that I can compare to Dwyane Wade, because I don't think anybody can. But I think what he's done for this city, I want to try and pick up where he left off.
Every moment from your career is going to come back, you know, fast into your mind. And for me, just a kid with a dream, man. I had a dream of playing a game of basketball, and now I can walk away and say, high school, jersey retired. College, jersey retired. NBA, jersey retired. You know what, kid? You did all right.